Hi, I'm Susie. I do a lot of videos on education and design, but today I just want to play. Ever since I bought these, I've been dying to create a beautiful design. That's what I'm going to do today. Let's get started. Okay, that was good in theory, but I can't get them all off.
Sticky?
It looks pretty when you're pouring it. Okay. You know what? I'll use that then. Okay, I'll use that when we're ready to apply. Okay, so I'm trying to clean. You know, that seemed like a really good idea when I poured it, but I'm gonna have these everywhere now for the next few weeks. Okay, we're gonna start building the nail right away. Yes, it's a new set, but I'm still gonna throw stuff behind me. Okay, I'm gonna do, these two are gonna be my accent nails. And I'm gonna build them really long. I'm gonna use acrylic. We're gonna do an inlay. On my opposite hand, I do have those little dots, but I place them on top of the color. I didn't put them inside, but this hand, we're gonna build them inside. I love that look. Like, these are really cute. You can see, I actually quite like them, but I don't like it on top as much. I really like the inlay of it, and you'll be able to see the difference in the look. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, my nails have already been prepped. I took all my product off that I had before. I've already prepped them. I've primed them, washed them, prepped them, primed them, and now we're going to build. I wanted to get into that right away together. I'm going to do the free edge with clear. So I'm just going to get a nice bead of clear to build out the free edge. I also want to mention, when I put the form on, I pinched it really tight right in this area that I'm building right now to create a very pinched look. You can do that right out of the form. I should actually do a video on how to pinch properly, because there is a lot of wrong ways to do it. And it's a little bit misunderstood. It can cause a lot of damage if it's not done right, but it's a very cool look when it is done right. But if you do it with the form, you can actually avoid pinching altogether and still get that really strong pinched look. So I am going to build these out quite long. I mean, it's just long for this particular form. I'm going to go right to the end of this little form. So they're not super long, but they'll be long. You know, this is an inlay, so I've got to make sure this is nice and thin. We don't want this thick on here at all. Okay. Now I'm going to put a little bit of pink on the nail plate, just to give it a bit of a pink color. See that nice light pink color? Just gonna blend it into the rest. It's so pretty. And also too, because it's gonna be a little bit sticky surface now for the product to stick, right? I'm gonna add a little bit more pink right in here between the clear and the free edge there, just to make sure we've got enough in there. Okay. And I am going to get some monomer, and I'm just going to paint it over top of the whole thing so it's nice and ready to receive my dots. Okay, let's bring the dots in here. Look at those. I'm going to get a little bit of monomer because I'm going to need a sticky. Okay, now we're just going to pick up some dots and literally place them. I love these because they are so intense. I'm going to place some on top of each other. I'm going to be very specific. I mean, I could literally dip my nail onto there. I could just go like that, but I really want to be quite specific where I'm putting them. Sometimes I find I can get a little too, what's the word? Symmetrical, and sometimes you don't want it to look as symmetrical. So sometimes dipping is maybe better because it has more random placements, because I can tend to get a little bit too proper with it, and I don't really want to do that. Isn't that adorable? I actually love that. And I love the little ones too. Let me get a little bit of monomer. The little ones are going to come in handy because I'm going to need that as I come to the end of it. I'm going to need those little ones. So the question is, as I was doing this, do I get so that I have so many that you cannot see through the nail at all? But I decided that that's why I used clear, just in case I wanted to see right through it at any point. But I'm loving putting tons on here. Don't know now if I want to see through it. Okay, there was some baby balloons here I saw, but I can't see them. Oh, that's definitely a bunch on top of each other. That was too thick, that one. Oh my goodness, that is so cute. Okay, I need to get some more little ones in around there. I feel like this might not stick. When you place the product on top, when I'm clear capping it, I don't want them to move. So I think I'm gonna bring these over here, as if I don't have enough on there. I feel like I'm gonna just pour out a few more. I was really looking for some of the baby blues in here because I've got a baby blue line of color that I was mixing it with, but I don't. Maybe it's the light, it's harder to see them. Okay. I really wanted to pour them on here too to spread them out so I can get those little ones, right? Ooh. Boy, there's so many. Okay, so now this is probably drying up, meaning the acrylic a bit. So I'm probably gonna, good thing I'm working with the clear, I'm gonna get a little bit of clear and I'm actually gonna put it on here. Is it too soon on here? I just want to, see how they're moving around? You can actually apply them with a coat of clear, but I'm actually kind of dispersing it around because I want to add some more. See the littler ones? Put them on top of each other and they look like they're floating on top of each other. I don't mind the layer of, that I've done a layer of clear acrylic in there because you can actually put them on top of each other and they look like they're floating on top of each other. I need to focus on the acrylic that I have that's wet there right now. I'm getting a little sidetracked. I get sidetracked very easily. A very short attention span, I think. Now I'm going to get really specific on spots. So I'm going to take the tiniest bead of acrylic and I'm just going to apply and I'm going to thin it right out over here. See how thin I just spread it all over? I'm going to take some of these little guys and some of the big ones. Yeah, see that? Put a little one on top of a big one. I love that. See the little one on there? Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm getting so carried away. I'm getting excited about that. Okay, so now I'm going to put some on the end. I'm going to wet the end. It's a bit of a big bead. Got a little carried away there. I'm going to just put a little bit of the acrylic, like a wet bead on the end there. The thinner the bead of acrylic that you do, the longer it takes to dry, which is great because you need time to apply whatever you want on here, right? You want it to take some time to dry. I think the littler beads near the end look good. Ooh, there's a real dark one. There's a bright orange one. Because it's coming down to a point, right? So it's almost like to scale. You want to make sure that you're coming in to the scale of the size of the area that you're working with. That's why I think I love these dots in particular, because they come in so many different sizes. This is adorable. So before I actually clear cap it, I'm just going to take this off because it's dry now on the bottom. And I just want to take a look and see if there's any real gaping holes, because sometimes the color of your form can, stop seeing it through. And when I look at it, I can even look at it from this side. It looks pretty good. There's a couple up at the top. I probably could get picky. And I'm just going to throw a little bit of clear on the whole thing and maybe just add a couple so I don't miss that space. Okay, I might even do a big one. Yeah, I think that might have done it. And now I'm going to clear cap it. So there is a special way when you're clear capping to make sure you don't move all the pieces that you've got on there, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, let's move these guys. Oh, I love those. Okay, it was a tough decision. I had them in several different colors. I really was like, it took me all afternoon to figure out which color I'm going to do. Okay, so when you're clear capping something like this kind of design and stuff that's kind of sitting there and it could be easily moved, I find get a big bead, get a nice big bead on your brush. You don't want a really dry bead, and you don't want a wet bead. You want a pretty right-on bead, and you want to place that bead right on top. Clean your brush, get your brush with enough monomer in it, and you want to press it down. You don't want to pull too much. You want to push into the design. So you're moving the acrylic product into the design and securing it rather than moving it. See how I'm pushing? With my brush, I'm using my brush to push into it, okay? And that's really ensuring encasing it, and it's not moving anybody. Not one of those little dots moved. Lovely. So nice when you believe in something and you go to show somebody and it actually works. Okay, so I'm going to get another bead. I'm going to do the exact same thing until I finish right till the end. I'm going to place that bead right there. It's going to release, and I'm going to use this part of my brush here, and I'm going to push into the design and encase it, okay? And I'm going to work that same method all the way to the tip of that end of the nail. Everybody seems to be very happily staying in place. If it moved, it's not that big a deal because it's a very random design. I didn't really, as you can see, place them too specific. There was a couple that I put on top of each other, and I really do want them to remain there because I liked the circle with a little circle inside. I like that look. I know it's silly, but I just really like it. Okay, so I'm just going to do another big bead. Clean my brush and just encase this final. This can also be my structure bead. That's also what I'm looking for, right? A nice structure bead. And that means that we are encasing the design with strength and structure, so it's not going to break. I didn't focus on any structure whatsoever when I was building the dots and doing the design. Structure for me comes in the final clear capping bead. Okay, I'm just going to look at it on the end here. It's just a better angle. I can make sure that I've got it completely. Yeah, that's looking really good. Okay. Now I'm just going to check this way, see this way here, to make sure I've got the structure that I want. And it actually looks pretty good. So just for one more structure, I'm going to make sure I'm absolutely solid in it. Whenever you do a longer nail, you definitely want your structure to be on point, and you want it to be a little bit wider on the top of that nail. And I'm just going to add one more bead along this little stress point right in there, just along the apex and the stress point. Okay, I love that. Okay, so I had an idea for to do the next one in sort of a French, like a reverse French, but I think I am actually going to change my mind because I can. That's always the fun. Sometimes you have an idea in mind and you just got to wing it as you go. And I'm going to, I think I'm going to do it solid from the cuticle, as in the dots solid, and then fade it out as it comes toward the tip of the end of the nail. Okay, so when I was talking about that pinching, you can actually take it in here and just give it a little extra pinch. Right in there. Makes all the difference. Okay, so let's start adding these little dot guys right out of the gate, right at the top. So I just need my clear and my monomer. I'm going to build it again with the free edge. I'm going to build it clear as well. So now I'm just kind of placing little beads on big beads. See that? I am trying to get contrasting colors, right? So you really notice it. Adorable.
Very cute.
It is, isn't it? It's just simple little dots. Why do I like them so much?
Colorful.
They're just so cute.
It's party time.
Yeah, it is like a little party on your nails.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why I like it, because it's super bright and, ooh, missed a whole spot over there. I have a real trouble trying to get that one spot over there.
It's hard when you do it on yourself.
It
right?
totally, well, and because I'm only trying to look at one angle for the cameras, but when I'm doing it for myself, I'm just working like that. It's a very different angle.
I could try to get a shot of that.
And we could add another camera.
Yeah, we would. The in your glasses camera.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'm just going to fiddle out the free edge here and make sure that I think I need a coat of clear here for it to stick to. Just going to add a little bit of clear there. Again, this is very, 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 very thin. It's like thinner than polish. And I'm going to make more of the smaller, although that's a pretty purple one. Really like that color. And I'm just going to add them this kind of gets a little bit like separating as the end goes. Oh, I forgot to add the tip. Okay, so I'm just going to add the tip then. Then I'm going to take off the form so then I can see through and see sort of how the dots are dissipating toward the end of the nail. That'll help me see it a lot better. With the form on it, it's really hard to see that very clearly. Okay, so I'm going to just add a few more little, little dots here and there. So now I just want to wait for the acrylic to cure, because once it cures, I can pull off this form and then we can get a look through it and we can start to decide how it looks like in the design. Do you want a little bit more to the end? Do you want to see through more, a little bit near the end, or none near the end? We'll just check that out together. Meanwhile, I'm going to start building out the other ones so we can get on with it. Okay, I have filed them all up so we can get to the polish part, which is the design part, which is so much fun. Okay, let me just clean these up now. I stabbed myself a couple times. They're really, really, really pointy. I'm just going to clean off the dust. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I got a runaway confetti. Okay, now, of course, this isn't the top coat, but when you clean it, you can sort of get an idea of how pretty it's going to be. Okay, I'm going to use this little lamp, actually, in my little transition from my new nail studio. I can't find my tube. We're all used to my tube, right? Now, when you're doing natural nails, you do want to put the base in the top coat, but when you're doing acrylic fake gel or anything like that, you really don't have to use the base coat, but I think I will just to see if it makes it smoother. Again, you don't have to. You don't have to do it for reasons that you have to make it as a barrier for the natural nail because you've got the acrylic on here. But I think I'm going to use it because it might make the application for the gel polish a bit smoother. So let's give it a whirl. So we'll give that 30 seconds under there. So this color is called How Does Your Zen Garden Grow by OPI. I am going down to the Beauty and Visions Award in July to be a mentor. A very fun competition. I'm very much looking forward to that. So they sent me some of the colors to get familiar with them. It's the new Tokyo collection. That's the theme of the competition. Very excited about it. Look how beautiful this is. There's something about a long nail of color. But that's what kind of inspired this design, or me picking this particular confetti, because I was pulling that green color out of it. I was trying to match it. I'm actually quite happy with that. It needs a couple coats, which is really going to bring it out. Okay, and then the other one I picked was this by KoKo and Claire, and it is number 001. So we can sort of decide. There's some blue in there, not as much as the green. I thought we could pull that out too. Oh, Mummy. Oh. Oh, this is hard. Now, this needs another coat. I don't want to cure it yet because if I decide not to go with it, I don't want to have it cured in there, right? So I'm just trying to put it on a little heavier so I can decide. I'm going to top coat this, and maybe you'll see the green come into play. Maybe it'll come in there for you so you can draw the connection between, connect the dots, if I dare say. See, and then if I do this, maybe you'll bring out the green and you'll see it a bit more. See, can you see the green in there, how I pulled the green?
Yeah, I see it. It looks really nice.
Okay, well, here's a compromise.
Oh, compromise?
I'm going to go with both.
Oh, we were deciding between blue and green? Oh, I thought it was like...
I think we're just going to leave it the way it is. We're going to leave the pinky blue and the index is going to be green. Yeah, we're just going to do them both. Because I see all those colors in there.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? We can do anything we want, Cameron. We're deciding. We're the artists. We're the artistes.
You're the artist.
Well, we're deciding collectively.
Okay.
Then we have the thumb. That's the odd man out.
How often does somebody ask their husband for nails look?
For nail color advice? A lot of my clients would actually ask their client. One woman came back, remember, she said, I have to change this color because my husband doesn't like it.
Wow, he had the nerve to say that?
Well, this was, 20 years ago. And my immediate response was, well, he's not wearing it.
He's a dead man now.
He's a dead man. The poor guy. I mean, it's great to express your opinion on what color you like, but he didn't particularly like it. But she really liked it, which was what made me kind of have that response, which is Well, he's not wearing it. She liked it, and that's what was important.
Well, I have a policy. Whatever color you pick, it's good.
That's right. Good policy. Okay, I'm really getting into the side because this is my second coat, so I want it to look really good. I do like this green. I am not partial to greens in particular, but there's something about this color I actually really like. It's not a very common color. If I brought this into the salon, most clients would not select this. But when you want this color, there's nothing like finding the perfect shade. And I love this. Okay, I'm going to top coat this ring finger. I actually have a ring on there. Did you notice that, cameraman?
Yeah, I did.
You bought it for me when I was on my last business trip.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even know.
Oh.
I just told you that you bought it.
I thought I was having amnesia.
Okay. Oh, I can't stand it.
Beautiful. That confetti is great.
It is. It's gorgeous.
It's so textured.
Okay.
Dimensional.
I think I'm going to finish this up and I'm going to do the thumb, but let's check out the reveal shots because I can't wait to see them. Check them out. So remember I said I did my other hand and I placed the confetti on top of the gel polish? You can sort of see that, right? So you can see it's very, very cute, but you can feel it. And sometimes the gel polish, when it goes over top, sometimes you can see a little bit, it's not completely smooth. It's smooth, don't get me wrong, but you can sort of see how the gel polish sort of settles around the confetti, right? But when you compare it to the inlay, see how it's set in stone there and you can run your finger over top and it's completely smooth. Where if you run your finger over top here, you can feel it. Doesn't bother some people. For me, I prefer it to be inset. Now, this is a quick way of doing it, but this obviously takes quite a bit longer and it's much more invested of time. But you can see the difference. It's quite different. Cool. Okay, so I wanted to answer a few questions, and this comes from Janine Utley, and she had lots of wonderful things to say about Cameraman and I, and she loved the set. She loves a new set, and then she asked a really great question. I have a question. Is your new kit geared for professionals, students, nail professionals, nail enthusiasts, or for all of the above? I'm looking forward to more videos. You're right. It's actually geared for everybody. That's why I put the YouTube channel up, is so everybody can learn for free the things that you wanted to know when you're trying to do your own nails. That's why I did the channel, is to answer those questions, the tough questions that you've been looking for. So yes, it'll be for everybody. Another great question from White Tiger Sally. Oh, that's my cat at the door. Just ignore him for a second. Can you mix and match different gel polish brands? For example, can I do Ugly Duckling color and top coat it with another brand gel top coat? You know, the brands will recommend that you don't do that. And the reason why, they're not trying to be making us buy everything in their line. It seems that way, and a lot of people get confused with that. But the reason why they tell you to do that is because you want no service breakdown. Sometimes the products don't jive together. Now, nail technicians tend to do that, and we do that with experience. If we have a service breakdown, it could be because you're using a different color coat comparison to the top coat. So if you're having any issues like cracking, peeling, they're not curing together, that will be why. So if you have any problems like that, definitely use the top coat that matches the gel polish. Again, nail technicians, we do it all the time, but we start to get to know after a while which ones can work together, okay? Cameraman has mentioned I have dust on my nose. Okay, Tyler's Pet Cheetah. I have a question. Can it be useful to use a dehydrator with normal nail polish to make the polish last longer? And would this be good for natural nails? You could. Dehydrator is basically a cleanser. It's got some alcohol in it and it removes some oils and stuff. But the most effective one you could use would be acetone. You could take a little bit of acetone and just wipe it on your natural nail before you polish. Can clearly help for adhesion, just removing any oils whatsoever. I will recommend also, if you're going to do that, push your cuticles back and get rid of that organic matter, such as the cuticle that's stuck on there. You want to get rid of that as well. You don't want to put polish on that. It wouldn't look good either. Okay, that'll help immensely. Well, I finally had a chance to use my confetti. I have them in many different colors, but I'm glad I chose this one. And I like the two colors that we've chosen. I think we did a great job. Thanks for joining us. See you guys soon.